Who's coming today, sir?
I'm not here because I thought I'd be here for the session. You understand?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Yeah, put the whole thing left, please.
Okay.
Excuse me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then follow me.
Okay.
Two chairs are waiting for you.
Thank you. And sir, before we get into this, I'd like to uh, make a few statements so we can.
Let me start with
Sure,
this.
sure.
I will write all
Okay.
your, every statement that you make.
Okay. I hope I ain't got your room full of gas.
Okay. What happened that you were late for the appointment?
What appointment?
The 2 o'clock appointment.
Oh, here today?
Yes.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about, the gas. My vehicle, and it's been cutting off. It will go like 5 miles and it'll cut off some coming from the other side of town. So that's what that was about.
What part of town are you in?
I live near southeast. I live on southeast side of town, and I was attending before I started working MHMR over there off Long Drive. Yeah.
How long ago was that?
I was when I got out of prison in 2011, like on May 12th, Thursday. So at some point after that, soon I had started reporting over there as a condition of parole, and I completed all that. But so now, can you tell me, sir, when was my so-called last appointment for here?
Last week.
Last
With
week.
me. Yes, last week. On the 22nd. March 22nd. I knew we missed it. No call, no show.
No, well, I was still in jail, so.
I was told that after the fact.
Right. No, but I'm talking about
Yes.
before this time that I missed. When was I supposed to have been here? Because someone said I didn't show up, and it led me to be in jail over a month.
Well, you were seen here by one of our clinicians at the end of January, January the 30th.
Mm-hmm. So there was no appointment for February 1st, correct?
There is a note stating that you asked the caseworker to close your case, effective on that day, February the 1st.
Right,
Let
but.
me see the other notes. Because there's 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Your appointment was scheduled for February 13th.
So I had an
With
appointment.
Dr. Cowan, yes,
Right.
here at this office.
And you all sent me a letter to that effect?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
on February the 1st.
On
And
February?
then on the same day, the caseworker received a call from you asking to have your case closed.
Right, so that all came from corporate. I had corporate to call over here. So there was no appointment for me to have been here on the 1st.
Let me take a look at the assessment from January The
30th.
yes, the 30th.
Do y'all have like a vending machine?
Yes, ma'am.
Really?
In the front desk area, right next to the door that give access to this back side.
That's what you said.
Okay, can you pull your shirt
No,
down?
it says on the assessment from January the 30th, it says that your appointment was set up for February 13th at
Mhm.
9 with Dr. Cullen.
Right, right. Now, last
So
question.
what is all that about?
Well, because like I think I just stated, I ended up being in jail because they lied on Miss Janet and I get parole authorities and I guess MHMR stating that I was supposed to have been here on the first for.
But it wasn't me.
No, I get that. But last question, like I said, I want to ask you, what's your name?
I'm
Okay.
Dr. Sepulveda, not the psychiatrist.
Okay, nice to meet you.
Doing my pleasure. Thank you. I'll be conducting the initial interview today. Then, if you agree, or if we agree for you to continue services with us, and we agree to put you back on some sort of Medicaid, then that is wide open. Then your next appointments are going to be with one of our regular doctors.
Right, and that's what I just really want to briefly discuss. I know it's time for us, everybody, to get ready to be going home. I just want to state, I'm going through a CPS matter, and I'm like a political prisoner. I'm Donald Trump supporter, so a lot of people don't like me because of my political views. I have no mental issues, but while in prison, uh, I didn't want a cellmate, so I kind of got some issues, and they had psychiatrists to come by, and that's why I wouldn't want to sell a cellmate, and I explained to them. At one point, they asked me, "Do you hear voices?" And I was being sarcastic. Yeah, I hear voices. Everybody.
Well, and now you know the consequences of being
Right. So that's why.
playing games with
No, I
people
wasn't.
that are trying to help you.
Right. I wasn't. Yeah, I guess I was. I can't say that now, but then I just was.
Sounds like you weren't serious.
Yeah. But so.
See, like the trouble you got into.
Right. Yeah. Because I don't. That's one.
That diagnosis has followed you for the longest.
Right. So that's why I'm here today to get it. That's why I'm here to. That's why I'm here today because I have a wife and family, and I don't. I just wanted to clear that I have no memories. No one in my family does. So I'm here to take this assessment, and they told me at parole yesterday, you get us a letter from the psychologist, and if you don't have any issues, then you won't have to be going through this anymore. I thought I was done with this in prison, but evidently they didn't, clear it up right. But yes, I was just being funny with them.
Okay. Now you said you were locked up in city jail or county jail?
This,
Last week.
yes, it was county.
County.
Yes. Like that jacket.
Thank you.
Yes.
Because they said that you missed an appointment here. There was no other reason.
Well, yeah, they didn't release me because somehow the judge, we had a CPS hearing on next week, and he issued a bench warrant for me to be there because I was in jail because they somehow it got miscommunicated that I was supposed to be here on the first. I wasn't supposed to be here on the 13th. I got a letter, and they said.
I guess
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry for interrupting.
Uh-huh.
The question was you not coming to an appointment here the only reason that you got locked up last week?
I was already locked up.
Uh-huh. Okay. And what was that for, besides not coming to the appointment? What else did
I was locked.
say?
Yes, sir. If I understood the question correctly, I was locked up on February 8th of this year because parole authorities said that I was supposed to have been here on February 1st, not 13th, but February 1st, and that I have missed this appointment, and therefore they locked me up just like that.
And how long were you locked up?
From February 8th until I got out, 2 days ago now? Yesterday, I reported to parole. So yesterday being the 28th, so I guess I got out on the 27th. Yes, 27th then. Because the date is the 29th.
Yes. Now, I think I saw somewhere a record from the sheriff's office stating that they prescribed you something while you were in county jail. Uh, Risperdal, maybe?
I don't know.
Benadryl?
They gave me medicine, but it's I was in there protesting because I was like trying to get everybody to understand I didn't miss any appointment, and so I went on a protest. It's what I'm known for, and
you know the consequences.
no. There's gonna be we got. This is why I'm here to make it clear. I got to understand with them yesterday. We're not going to interfere with my rights given by God and protected by our federal constitution to protest. You have some people get violent. I'm not violent, so I have to make a political statement to people when they violate my rights by I'm not going to get violence, but I will. For example, Martin Luther King, they let people throw bottles, bricks, and water hoses to get what they call civil rights. When someone does me wrong and there's nothing in place to correct that, then I have to make a political statement. Hey, you're violating the law. So, food and water strike, I think it's effective. Gandy used it to great advantage. So they recognize I'm not going to let you violate me. Because the only one I have to do the food strike is because I can't pay to go into the courts. I can't afford that money, so I have to.
So what happened with that vacation? That day?
I never took it. I never took it with them. I let them know you can't treat me for illness that I don't have. Seemed absurd. But yes, I explained, and then they took me off of it because, okay, well, we didn't know. So you mean you doing this here to make a political statement? Yes. You have no more issue? No.
Okay, so where this mental issue question comes from?
As I stated earlier, when I was in prison, the year was 2000, no, sorry, it was 1998. Mm-hmm. And because my confinement really was unlawful. But I did commit the crime, but it's more so that I can administrative process before a person can be incarcerated. And because the laws were violated, my case was on appeal, so we cannot transfer a person from the county jail to prison until the case becomes final in some instances. So while I was incarcerated, they kept giving me cellmates. And some would have mental issues and they would talk to themselves and cry and all this. And it would disturb me when I'm doing my legal work. So I felt myself pretty much having to babysit for the state of Texas. So at one point in 98, I decided that I'm not going to accept any more cellmates. And so they would bring another cellmate and try to put him in a cell with me, and I would refuse that cellmate. So they would use chemical agents, gas, to get a cellmate in there with me. And so one day they just come by with a psychiatrist and he, Wicked, what's the problem? Why you want to set up a cellmate? And I'm like, sir, I'm trying to do my legal work. I got 35 years and parole is not guaranteed. So I'm trying to speed this up. So I refused cellmates and they sprayed me with gas and put him in there. Okay, well, do you have any mental health issues or do you hear voices or anything? And I heard him say, do you hear voices? And I'm like, yes, I hear you to myself. I'm like laughing to myself. But so they like wrote that down. Inmate says he hear voices, but I didn't know it was gonna, I had no warning because that's the first time I'm like seeing sight. But they actually come by because I was refusing a cellmate. And a lot of people do that. They don't, prisoners get tired of living with another man. But from 1992, from the time I got there, I had to accept cellmates. And I just got tired of it. But I hope I adequately answered your question. That's how I come up on the site. And the result of that was me refusing cellmates. So when he was interviewing me, they ask you questions like you do. You explore into it. And he asked me, do I hear voices? And like I said, I heard him ask me, do you hear voices? And I just said, yes, sir, I hear you to myself. So he wrote it down. And that diagnosis has been on me.
So how are you interacting with your current parole officer? What relationship do you have?
She is new. She's a new officer. I think of as of yesterday, as she's been loved, we finally got to discuss the problem, confront it for the first time. And because she said she was unaware that I have a letter from you guys stating that I'm not in need for mental health. I don't meet that need because they know there's nothing wrong with me. Mr. Wicker, I never knew about the letter. Had I known about it, I
I
would.
didn't see the letter.
Oh, I can show it to you on my phone. It was from Southeast.
But that's years ago.
No, just last year. We've been going with it, and they're telling me we never knew the letter existed. If we had known, then we wouldn't have been trying to keep saying I gave it to y'all twice. They had me to take a mental health assessment on October 5th of last year, and they said this you don't meet the criteria, but somebody must have, they didn't scan it in. So she messed with it. We didn't know about it. And I'm like, I gave it to you all twice. But if you don't have it, I got a copy of it on my phone. And she was like, get your letter, and if you don't need it, I will scan it in, and then you won't be on my caseload anymore. And like I'm telling her, I used to be able
I saw that you went to different places, including the Southeast Clinic.
Yes.
And I did review those records, but none of them say he doesn't meet criteria.
Yes, let me show it to you then.
He's not a candidate for services. On the contrary, they documented something completely different.
Well, I don't know why they're doing that, but I have the letter, and this has been a disability for me. For example,
would you excuse
sure.
me work on
I like, okay, I do studies in Dallas, San Antonio, in Austin and Houston.
You have the letter there?
I'm finna get it out, but I want to make this clear right quick. They pay us like $8,000 to do studies, but if you have this diagnosis on your record, you can't do the study. So I've been trying to get it off me. I'm missing a lot of cash.
What kind of studies do you want to enroll in Parole?
The federal government, like FDA, come on, download. Saving. Okay, it's download now. 0%. There's a new drug on the market that they want to put on the market. They will get people to. It's taking all day to download. They will. Okay, I'll wait on that. They will get prisoners. They put out an ad. This study's paying such and such as $8,000, 30 days. So you come in, they give you information about what the drug is, what it does, and my wife has it on her phone. Maybe she can get to it. So my internet is slow in here for some reason. So I go to Austin, and if you don't have any more issues, then they pay us like $8,000, depending on what that study is for, how much, and that's a lot of quick cash for people. And I can't do the one in Austin because of this thing in my phone. Can you go online?
Unfortunately, no, not while I can see
What I mean is, it's file type not supported.
Well, while you search that, let me ask some other basic questions from other areas. So you're legally married, right?
Yes.
Any children?
Yes, we have one son.
With whom are you living at this time right now?
Well, my wife and I, we are married legally, and we live with each other. No, he's like a year, 3 months old. CPS took our child, and they're trying to avoid a lawsuit because they lied on my wife, and they lied on me. She had to real quickly. I'm aware that we're trying to move along, but I just try to quickly. I try to just hit the major points and get off of it.
When was the child taken away?
Oh, he was taken on May 7th of last year.
2017.
Okay, May 6th, my wife was taken by me to Memorial Hermann Hospital with a toothache, severe.
In the Texas Medical Center.
I dropped you off, and I went to complete doing some transmission work that Mark and I were doing. And no sooner than I got back, I got a call back from my wife saying, "Hey, you need to come get Caden because they won't let me leave." Huh? So I said, "Okay, I'm coming on." So I got there and I went in and I asked her, "What's the problem?" And she said, "They trying to act like whatever." And so I asked the people, "Why can't my wife leave?" "Well, she can't leave because she just can't leave." I said, "Well, do you all have a doctor's order or a magistrate or judge order for detaining her? She can't leave this hospital and she just can't leave this hospital." So, you know.
So what happened with the child, regardless of what happened to your wife? What happened then with the child? Yes, ma'am.
His wife wants to come back. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay,
why CPS became involved? I haven't heard any yet. What was the reason?
Well, that's what I was getting to. When I got home that night, CPS come with the police at my door and they knocked and they told me they just dropped by this time of night, Daddy, to see my child. And I'm like, "Okay, well, introduce yourself to this doorbell. It's a camera now and it's recording you." So my name is Paul Dazan with CPS. Okay, I'm an officer such I'm with HPD. The other, I'm officer I'm with HPD. So they come in. "Yeah, we just stopped by to see how your baby is doing." Okay, then he wanted to look around. I let him look around and he asked me questions and finally he said, "Well, actually, I'm here to investigate this incident that occurred at the hospital today. They said that you were at the hospital slinging your baby around from side to side, yelling and screaming." I got a video showing it was all a lie. And screaming that they were holding your wife unlawfully and you was acting such a doggone fool, that they had to escort you off the property. You refused to strap your baby in his car seat. And I'm like, none of that's true. So I just turned my phone on, gave him the phone. And he was like, "This is not true."
But they took the child away and I still haven't heard why. What was the reason?
Because I just told you. They said that I was at the hospital slinging him around.
Yes, but you also told me that you showed the phone and the officer said that's not
right.
Well,
whatever
another
is
lady
true.
decided.
So what were the actual allegations?
That lady, after the one man said that there was no child abuse, his supervisor or
Tanya
Johnson was like, "I wouldn't take the baby anyway."
And the baby is still away from you?
Mm-hmm. Sure is. Yep.
And ma'am, you stepped away when I was going to ask for your name.
Brandy Charles.
Please, sir.
Brandy, like.
With the Y.
And the last name, how do you spell it?
CHARLES.
CHARLES. Okay. And how old are you?
24.
Like I said, it came up. I have the letter. No, that's impolite.
Oh.
So who has your child nowadays?
CPS.
But is he with foster care? Is he with one of your relatives?
No, he's in foster care.
They wouldn't allow us to get him with our relatives. They wouldn't let her speak in court. And they wouldn't let me speak in court. And they force lawyers upon us. So I just want to make clear for you, sir, that, so to be clear, CPS violated the law. They worried about a lawsuit, so they trying to make it seem like I got a known issue and she has one, so they can justify what they do.
just clarify, and I'm sorry to interrupt. This doesn't look like the letter that any letter that was produced by one of our staff. It looks like a lot of handwritten things that are on top of a court order.
No, see, let me show you. Missed it somewhere.
Yes, and this is law. This is from the web.
So here it is, right here. That's the letter. This is just I wrote on the margins, yes, but that's the letter, and that letter was introduced at the parole hearing. CPA, the parole law said they weren't aware that that letter existed. I've given them that letter twice. Now, that's why I keep saying CPS is the one who's trying to push for this.
Give me the chance to take a look at this. And I mean, thank you for bringing it up to my attention. Mm-hmm. Would you mind if I write some of these here?
Sure. I can actually send it to you if you want.
That's okay. Let me just type the highlights. Thank you for offering. October the 5th.
Yes. How you doing, Nurse Joyce? No.
Nurse Joyce.
I'll try to make it today.
I'm sure make it today, so I'll try.
No. No, for husband drive. Yeah, but see, I had got the paper back, and I had to print out the next appointment, and it said April 6th. Yeah. I don't know. No. I know that's why I'm gonna wait. Okay. Can I come in tomorrow? Can I come in? Oh, Lord.
Monday.
Yes. Okay.
Let me see. Okay, so let me have problems with it. put everything in writing. Because you don't want them to think that you're giving these texts, they're relying on that. But
You know what?
they're relying on this sending you texts and that you're actually reading them. Let them know you don't know how to read that.
Everybody was telling me today, I tried to find it, what trying to find it?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't get on the phone, I don't know what to do. I'm looking at this now.
Okay, let them know that from this moment, just let them know going forward, hey, I'm happy to be here for you in life. I put everything on the icebox as a memo, so I can remind you. And if you rely on sending.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
So can you tell me, let me ask a question.
Before you ask, let me ask you. You said that you have shown that to your PO,
Yes.
to your new PO.
Yeah, she said she wasn't aware of it at the parole hearing, and she told me yesterday, you get me another letter like this here, then you won't have to see these people once a year.
And also you mentioned that you brought up that letter in court recently.
At a parole hearing
And when was that?
on the February 28th. And that's where everybody's claiming they wasn't aware of this letter existence.
2018.
Mysteriously not aware of it.
2018.
Hearing what date?
The hearing was on February 28th. I think that fell on Wednesday.
Okay, and what was the outcome of that parole hearing?
The parole officer, hearing officer, he just pretty much like gathers the evidence and then he transmits it to Austin parole board, and they continued parole. I guess that. Oh, okay, you had a good, you had your letter. We offered the letter into evidence. It was received, and so they didn't revoke me, let me go. Thank God for the letter.
Okay. So how long have you been home, released from TDCJ?
Yes, sir.
Prison.
Yes, sir. I was released on Thursday. May.
Prison, not from the
Yeah, I know. I understand. I was released on Thursday, May 12 of 2011.
11.
Yes.
So it's going to be 7 years in a couple of months, huh?
Yes.
And I understand that you were sent home on no medication.
No medication. Right.
Okay. And how has he been dealing with you? Give me some more information.
He's very smart. He knows a lot of stuff. He has like my best interest at heart. Like when he's trying to tell me to do something, it's because he knows better, because he's older than me. And he doesn't do bad things like smoking or drinking or, none of that stuff. He just works hard all day, try to, keep his family floating.
Where's hard all day and?
To keep his family floating.
No recent legal issues, no new charges in the last couple of months, in the last 6 months?
No, sir, I don't get charges. I'm not a lawbreaker. I don't have them problems.
Okay, so no disruption in the neighborhood, no physical altercations, no fights, no big outbursts of anger, no damage to property, verbal threats to hurt anybody, verbal threats to hurt your wife, verbal threats to hurt yourself.
None of that.
None of that.
None of that.
I don't know. Can I? Okay, thank you. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Living room motion detector.
You haven't done anything to hurt yourself on purpose, right?
No. Are you talking to him?
Yes.
No, sir.
Okay, so job. What is your occupation?
Excuse me. I don't. I'm not. I'm unemployed right now. We get, her disability, and I get a disability, and so I try to mow grass, or try to mow grass when people won't allow me.
May I ask, what is your disability?
Well,
Government.
well, they say because I told them I heard voice when I was in prison.
But he
So
was lying.
wouldn't I told them about
So
that?
then they take that disability check away.
No, they can't take
Because you
anything
said
away.
that
No,
you
sir,
work
sir.
hard to keep the family afloat.
Yeah.
So what kind of?
I'm not
was
worried.
wondering what kind of working out.
Mowing lawns.
Yeah, I'm not worried about them taking. I mean, when I went to Social Security, those judges knew what the hell I went through hell in prison, and the judge himself told me I read your file, and I see you went through a lot, so I'm gonna go ahead and grant you a check anyway, cause I went through hell in that. I did. So it's like they owe me that.
Well, one thing will be owe you in restitution. The other thing will be owe you in disability. But if you don't have a disability,
Well, the government's not worried about that. They know they had me unlawfully incarcerated. They know they had me put me through hell. I
do you
went
have any
through.
military service?
I wish, but no, sir.